Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk to you about the 20-liter mini forest. I set this up in September last year. It just turned about 5 months old now. Kind of want to talk to you guys about the past journey, talk a little bit about the equipment and maybe the future of this scape. So yeah, 5 months old. I'm really happy with how it looks right now. I think it's almost ready for the final picture, the final shot. Would you guys be interested in me making a video about how to take a good final picture of your aquascape? Talk about camera settings, lighting, equipment and all that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, let's talk about the equipment first. So the aquarium itself, it measures 36 centimeters from left to right. It's 26 centimeters high and 22 centimeters deep. So it holds about 20 liters or 5 US gallons. So it's very small. And this is the same size as the very popular ADA Mini M. This is not an ADA aquarium, this is from Green Aqua. This is the Green Aqua brand Opti-White aquariums. The light unit is the unique Nano from Aqua This is the RGB light. It's very powerful. I think at 100% power this thing is blasting 1900 lumens. So very bright, very powerful. But I really like it. I think the colors of the plants look really well. I like the design as well because when you're doing maintenance you can easily change the angle so you have easy access to the aquarium. The design is very similar to the Chihiros, the C2 series from Chihiros. I really like those lights as well. So yeah, overall, very happy with this. Okay, let's move on to the filter. So the aquarium is very small, it's only 20 liters and there's not really space for an internal filter. So I was looking for an external canister filter that would fit this small size aquarium. And then I came across the Dennerle Scapers flow. I'm sure many of you will know this filter. I think it's been on the market for 8 to 10 years almost. So it's not a new filter at all, but I really like it. Normally this is a hang on the back filter, but I don't really have space on the back here. So I've modified it a little bit and extended the tubes from the inlet and the outlet. So the filter can sit below the aquarium actually. So it's sitting below here in this small box together with the CO2 system. So a great little filter. It does about 360 liters per hour or 90 gallons per hour, which seems like a lot, but it comes supplied with this acrylic lily pipe, which really spreads out the flow nicely. And it's not too powerful at all actually. It was a little bit noisy in the beginning, but I think after 1 week or so, when everything starts to become a little bit dirty, you have this biofilm creating on all the moving parts, and now it's not making any noise anymore. It's totally quiet. So if you have a small aquascape and you're looking for an external filter, I really recommend the Dennerle Scapers flow. So because we have this very powerful light, we also need to inject CO2. And actually over the past 5 months, I've used 3 different CO2 systems with this aquascape. So when I first set it up, I was using my biggest CO2 system, the 2 kilogram pressurized bottle with the CO2 art regulator. I could use that at the time because the 70 liter Scapers tank was about to be rescaped and I was going to do a dry start there, so I was not using that system for a while. So I first hooked up that system to this tank, and then after 2 months or so I needed that system again for the 70 liter Scapers tank. So I've switched to my trusty DIY CO2 system with sugar and yeast, and that was running on this tank for the majority of the time. until 2 weeks ago when the CO2 generator from Colombo arrived. And right now I've been using that generator for 2 weeks, and so far so good. I think the pressure is still around 20 bars, so we haven't really lost that much CO2 yet in 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm very curious how long this CO2 generator will last on this small aquarium. If you didn't see the video about this CO2 generator from Colombo, I'll leave a link in the description and on the top of the screen. Let's talk a little bit about the hardscape and the substrate. Now you can barely see them anymore, but I've used black lava rocks in this aquascape. I'm a big fan of using black lava rocks. They're very easy to work with, they're very lightweight, so they're very cheap, and they're home to a lot of beneficial bacteria, so they make your aquascape a lot more stable as well. And they contrast really nicely with the green plants. I've also used some black spider wood. This is actually a product from Sierra. They call it Scaper roots. It's a bit of a darker version than regular spider wood. And I'll leave some links in the description to Amazon if you want to pick some of this hardscape up yourself. So yeah, black lava rock, black spider wood, and the substrate is from Dennerle. It's actually 2 types. On the very bottom we have Dennerle Deponitmix. It's a very nutrient-rich base layer, and on top of that we have the Dennerle Scapers soil. It's also a very nutrient-rich soil. I really like using a lot of nutrients in the substrate, so I can be very lean with my liquid fertilizers. Now let's talk about my favorite part, the plants. And in this layout I used about, I think, 10 different types of plants. And a little disclaimer, the plants were sponsored by Dennerle. Dennerle plants to be exact, and they actually recently launched a new website, and I really encourage you guys to check out their website because it's full of a lot of information, inspiration as well. They have a lot of guides and articles about setting up aquascapes, so you can really learn a lot from their website. And I've also wrote my own article about this aquascape, and you can find it on the website as well. So I'll leave the website in the link in the description. So yeah, about 10 different types of plants. Let's take a bit of a closer look. So in the foreground we have Hemianthus calitricoides cuba, and I've also planted some Marsilea hirsuta to have sort of like a mixed carpet. Now over time the Hemianthus definitely grew a lot faster, and there's still a little bit of Marsilea here and there, but yeah, the majority is definitely the Hemianthus cuba. Now on the hardscape and in the midground we have mostly Bucephalandra. So the majority is 2 different types. We have Bucephalandra Lamandau Mini Red and Bucephalandra Serembu Brown. And of course we have the patches of Ricardia moss. Now because the aquarium is only 22 centimeters deep, it's very difficult to have a distinct midground. But I've tried to make sort of like a transition to the background with a few plants, mainly some small crypts. Crypt Green Lutea Hobbit, and also the Hygrophila araguaia. And then 90% of the background is planted with Hemianthus glomeratus, also known as pearlweed, and there's a little bit of Myriophyllum guyana here and there, but that's also been taken over completely by the Hemianthus. A few people have asked me why I didn't use any red plants in this scape. Well, there is a little bit of Hygrophila araguaia, which is red-brown. But the main reason why I didn't use any red plants is just for the sense of scale. So it's a very small aquarium, and all the plants in here I have very small leaves, very small textures to sort of keep that sense of scale. And yeah, I didn't use any red plants because I don't really know any red plants that stay small enough. I think the only option that I really have is Rotala Waliki, but I don't really have a lot of good experience with growing that plant. So yeah, it's mostly green plants. And the red touch comes from the cherry shrimp. We have a large colony of cherry shrimp in here, and they will provide the red touch. Besides the shrimp, we also have a few snails in here. Some Nerite snails, some ram's horn snails. The Nerites are actually laying a lot of eggs on the glass. Sometimes I have to scrape off all the eggs. I've also added 2 sparkling gouramis, a long time ago already, but I honestly never see them in here. Now I was thinking of adding a betta fish in here. I think a betta would look nice in here. But yeah, I have high flow in this aquarium. It's an open top aquarium, so I'm a bit scared to add a betta in here. So the past 5 months have been relatively smooth, not a lot of issues. I did make a huge mistake in the beginning after the first month. I wanted to make a CO2 setup guide video. That video took me about 2 days to film, and I was using the CO2 system from this aquarium. So for 2 days, this aquarium was not receiving any CO2. I did dim the lights, so I thought I would be okay. But it gave me a lot of blackbeard algae and staghorn algae, so that was a bit of a stupid mistake. But after that, I did a lot of spot dosing with glutahalderite, CKMXL, and that basically fixed most of it. I do still have a bit of blackbeard algae here and there, but nothing too crazy. So almost half a year old. Soon I'll take the final picture. And after that, who knows? Do I keep it? Do I rescape it? I haven't decided yet. I'm also curious what you guys think. What would you do with this 20-liter Aquascape? Would you keep it? Would you make something else? And if so, what would you make with it? I do have some ideas and I also want to create new content for you guys, but yeah, I just haven't decided yet. But I think that's it. I think I've talked enough. If you have any more questions about this aquarium, just drop them in the comments. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, bye.